Hi everyone, it's Heidi Smith here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from England on Flutter by Heidi, and today I'm making a cute little project with the Cute Fruit stamp set. And this is a lovely stamp set which has got fabulous fruity images, great for just some nice fun little quick thank you projects. And you can see here I've done a couple of cards using the stamp set, which I've done in another video just to show you how quick and easily you can pop these together. And you can see we've got pineapples on the front, we've got our little banana on the inside, or lovely watermelon slices as well. And one of the things with this that I would recommend if you're just starting out, we've now got a new set of pre-inked Stampin' spots. I haven't got them yet, but they include Daffodil Delight and Coastal Cabana, Real Red, Flirty Flamingo, Basic Grey, 8 colours, which are a fabulous starter set, and they make these projects really, really easy. So the project itself is just a quick little thank you box. So you can see here I've created some lovely limes on the outside. We've got our fabulous pineapples. We've used some of the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo from the main catalogue, and when you open it up it just holds either some Maoam blocks or three, might get a fourth one in there, little Maoam stripes. And these have a very fond place in my heart because they're our sweeties of choice when we go off to meet up with other Stampin' Up demonstrators. So for those of you who are going to meet up with friends, maybe just a little sweet treat, or even for children or grandchildren where you don't want to give them a whole packet, but you could give them this and it's a nice little keepsake box as well for them. So to start off with then, I'm going to work in centimetres today. We're just using ordinary Whisper White, and you're going to start off with a piece of card that is 10.5 by 28 centimetres. So that's just half a piece of A4 card stock in the UK. I have worked it out in inches. I'll pop that on my blog, and it can be made with the shorter and wider US cardstock. You'll just need to trim down the width slightly from the half. So to start off with then, on the short edge, score at 2 centimetres on both sides. And then on the long edge, we are going to score at 1 centimetre. We're going to flip it round and then score at 5.5. At 7.5, at 12, at 14, and I'm just going to move it along and score at 1 centimetre on this end as well. Then flip it round, and again you're going to just repeat those measurements, so you're going to score again at 5.5, at 7.5, at 12, and we've already scored at 14, so that's our scoreline already done. So pop that trimmer to one side. As usual, box making, grab your bone folder and just reinforce these score lines. If you haven't got a bone folder, they're really useful if you're making boxes, just to help get a really nice finish on those creases. So just go along and just run your bone folder over the score line. And then we're going to use our snips to do a little bit of trimming. So if you grab your paper snips, and you're first of all going to cut away this outer little rectangle. And you will be doing that on all 4 corners. But as you go along the long edge, you're going to cut up the side of these longer ones and just notch out on the smaller tabs. So you've got 2 tabs together in the middle. So those are both going to be notched, like you see that. And the notching just helps take the bulk away when you're making a box, that it goes together well and you're not left with any bits poking up over the top edge of your box, which in this case might make it a little difficult to close. So we're cutting away this little corner, and we're keeping these nice and square because we're going to use our corner rounder on those in a moment. So again, just go down the long edge, cutting straight on the long tabs and notching out on our smaller tabs. Okay, we've got a double little tab in the middle there. And then at the very end we're cutting away. So once you've done that, this is what it's, I'll show what it looks like at the end when I've actually done the corner rounding, actually thinking about it. So just pop your corner rounder into the end there, fold the tabs away so you're just doing one, you can see, one end piece of card, just corner rounding. And say, not essential if you haven't got a corner rounder, but it just helps finish your little box off and make it easier to fold your tabs in as well when you come to the end. Okay, so we've done one end, let's do the other. You can see I'm just folding the extra card out of the way before I use my corner rounder. And obviously if you're more comfortable, you could do that by putting it flat on your desk as well. This can sometimes make it easier to get it in nice and square. So last corner, last two corners. There we go, last one. Okay. So once you have done all of that, you should end up with something that looks like this. The reason for doing that first is it just helps with your placement when you can do your stamping. So grab our stamping pierce mat, because that's going to make it easier for us to get a really nice stamped image. Grab my pineapple, and I'm just going to stamp my pineapple on each of those 4 larger panels. Oh yeah, someone's getting a bit, you don't even hear the horn tooting. So there's my 4 pineapples, and that was using my Daffodil Delight ink. I'm going to come in with my Granny Apple Green here. And I'm just going to pop a post-it note on the top of each section, just so that I don't stamp onto that top section. And just line it up, sort of hover over it in effect and line it up. I'm probably not lining it up quite as well as I would normally because I can't quite get over the top of it with my camera tripod. And you can see you don't need a fresh post-it every time, just use the same one over and over again. And then I'm going to pop my grey apple green. I'm going to get my Daffodil Delight out again, and I'm going to do some lemons to go down the edge. Now you could decorate this as much or as little as you wanted. All I'm doing is stamping, inking up my stamp, stamping off and adding my lemon inner. Now obviously if you used a flirty flamingo, we could have some pink grapefruit going on here. Or obviously on my other one I've created with lines. And you could just leave it like that, or as I say, I've just gone in with a third, roughly in the middle there. And then to create my outer, I've used my little circle that's also in there. And then hopefully, by kind of lining that, there's a little hole in the middle, and it just makes our little lemon, sort of lemon outer peel. Again, the photopolymer stamps, you know, really with the Stampin' Pierce mat is great. You get a lovely image every time without kind of squashing and getting things fuzzy. If you haven't got a Stampin' Pierce mat, a bit of foam that you might have if you haven't got one, but they're not expensive, worthwhile just popping one on your next order. Okay, so here we have our little box. So we're almost there now. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. So this is a new glue adhesive that's been formulated by Stampin' Up for box making. And it's in like little strips of tape. So all you need to do is just kind of break those off. Just kind of lift up. And I'm just putting them on the inside of all of my tabs. And if you don't get them quite on the inside, right, then you can just fold them over on the edge. I'll show you. So I don't know whether you can actually see, you probably can't see on that. So they're almost like little tiny strips of glue. So what I do is I just kind of roll it down and then just sort of lift it up. I'll have to pass that. Somebody's probably done a video on the best way to do it. Okay, so now all we've got to do, and you see there I've just overlapped a little bit, just fold those in. And all I'm going to do is, starting at this one end, is I'm folding them to my straight edges. So don't be tempted to pop them onto those ones that you use the corner rounder on. Just pop them on the straight edges only. So do one end. I tend to fold them out a little bit so I don't get in, or you could obviously do them one at a time. See, so you've done one end, then we're folding it back on itself to do the next piece. And you say this new Stampin' Seal Plus obviously replaces what was Stampin' Fuse. So there we go. So there's our little box. As you can see, it comes together really quickly, and all you then need to do is add your little sweeties or whatever treats you want to gift to your loved ones. Might be a bit of jewellery, maybe something really nice. And then all you do is fold those in. Now if you want to, what I did was I used a hole punch just on the edge here to make it easier to open. So I just came in and eyeballed it like so. And I've just used our 1-inch punch. Now you could measure it if you wanted to be precise. But there we go, it's near enough. And because you've corner rounded, those corners just slot in. She says they do slot in pretty much perfectly, like so. And there we have our double fold box. Grab a length of ribbon, my length of ribbon, just work out where you're going to knot it, and then all I've done is just tied a simple knot with using this lovely soft ribbon. And then you can just trim that down to create a sweet treat box. So a sweet treat box using cute fruit, ready for you to gift to whoever you like, and perfect for holding some of those Moams, and perhaps you could create a couple of cards to go with it, or a card. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon, and I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know what you think of my projects. And if you want any help with any of your Stampin' Up products, just give me a shout. I'd be delighted to help you. Take care. Bye now.